everywhere.
Because they hold the water back and there's a drought. That means there's no water coming in, and there's dry vegetation, there's dry trees, there's dry land, and so forth. They're susceptible to fires.
With temperatures approaching record-breaking highs and heat warnings in effect for much of the province, one Manitoba First Nation says Manitoba Hydro's control of water in its area is making hazardous wildfire conditions even worse.
They're affecting our livelihood, they're affecting our environment, and they're eroding the land as we speak.
Chief of the nation, David Monias of Cross Lake and the Pimicikamak Cree Nation, is calling for a review of the Genpeg generating station nearby, claiming water systems in the area, which includes various streams, rivers, and lakes, have been affected by the dam, creating drier conditions. He says legislation that guides its operations in the Manitoba Hydro Act is outdated.
Should be held accountable money-wise, but also in penalty-wise for what they've done to our lands and our people. It's destructive in every single way. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and also physically.
A massive wildfire burning south of Cross Lake forced the evacuation of thousands of people this week. Monias claims the dry conditions caused by the dam's disruption are only making the situation worse. Although an interview was not accommodated, in a statement, Manitoba Hydro said, quote, "While we look forward to discussing the matter with Chief Monias to learn more about the community's concerns, there is no indication that operation of the Genpeg generating station or any of Manitoba Hydro's other generating station contributes to the incidence and frequency of wildfires." Environment and Climate Change Canada says temperatures in Manitoba and across the country are climbing, and dry conditions that increase wildfire risks may be exacerbated by climate change. This is particularly true in the north, where temperatures are trending hotter quicker.
We know that Indigenous communities, particularly in the north, are on the front lines of climate change. And have been raising the alarm.
University of Manitoba's Sean Carlton, a scholar on colonial settlers and Indigenous relationships, says it's critical government and industry listen to community leaders when it comes to concerns being raised. He says for far too long, Indigenous voices and considerations have been ignored, and that has to change.
Fortunately, in the history of Canada, capital is king. Money is a baseline. And unfortunately, that has come at the expense of Indigenous communities, of sustainable development, and we really do need to be taking these things seriously.
In Winnipeg, Morgan Majeski, City News.